what they don't teach you at YC. Trademark, copyright, and trademark. You can publish a book on demand, Amazon on demand. You can you can publish the book what they don't teach you at Harvard Business School. You can't trademark the title of a book. That's just US law. What if you were to explore before going to YC what they do teach you at YC? Period. Theoretically, what if you were to write a book, a compilation, called What They Do Teach You at Y Combinator? Perfectly legal to call a book, comma, quote, What They Do Teach You at Stanford Business School. There's two sides of what they do teach you at YC. The other side is, comma, quote, what they don't teach you at YC. Fully adherent to trademark and copyright laws, because specifically regarding United States book titles, you're allowed to call a book exactly another book. You can't copy the contents, but the title is allowed to be the same. We go over these things why. Understanding trademark and copyright law as it pertains to the utilization of brands. Did I just play Side Hustle, the game last night with Tomer and Darby? Yeah. Are these games and playfulness breaking down the barriers to entry? Yes. Barriers to entrepreneurship? Oh, most definitely. When we look at the title, What They Don't Teach You at Harvard, what they don't teach you at Y Combinator, are we then able to investigate what they also do teach you? Let's set that aside for a moment and look at the platform that Chad and Steve created. Chad Hurley, Steve Chen, YouTube. My friends created this. Sam Altman, not my friend, created ChatGPT. Have you been able to generate in revenue $250 a month? This is like one of those concepts where you're an entrepreneur, you go to a library and you start to instill these resources, and then people find out after you're successful that you spent no money. You just spent a little bit of ingenuity. That's what I'm trying to convey here in this video, where maybe you and I have never met before. But this video will serve as a capstone. This video will serve as a foundation. This video will serve as a starting point, a launch pad. When I say launch pad, I think of a person's class. Steve Blank, Lean Launchpad, Columbia Engineering. Is this what they do teach you at YC? Yes. Why am I so excited? I'm excited because it's kind of scandalous. I'm excited and titillated. That's a word, right? Because It's semi naughty. Who talks about the concept of not breaking rules, but skirting rules, understanding rules, perhaps even airbending the rules? Paul Graham, PG. Can you take a Paul Graham essay or set of essays and then conjure up the information just in time? Are you able to be like Walmart for entrepreneurship execution with just in time information? Because Walmart does just in time inventory. Today is day 6. Today is day 6. Welcome to day number 6 of the 23 days of OpenAI. If this sign seems super expensive, it's super valuable. It's not super expensive. It's a sign I bought on Crayola. It's a Crayola crayon product. Trademark and copyright. You're allowed to call the book what they don't teach you at YC. And you're able to use the 23 days of OpenAI. Do you like how we're weaving together a quilt? It's kind of ingenious. And when I say weaving together a quilt, it's kind of ingenious. Weaving together a quilt is from Tina Selig's book, Ingenious, page 172. Let's get into specifically what they don't teach you at YC. Because what they don't teach you at YC will also stimulate you to voraciously understand what they do teach you at YC. Now you're not in danger, but you're in like juicy, naughty danger. And what happens when you're scared? You tend to do things more accurately, especially when it comes to reading. Most people read haphazardly. Most people watch YouTube videos ADDly, attention deficit disorderly. People even watch movies without really paying attention. When we are scared because our goal is let's write the book, what they don't teach you at YC, now we have a structure. Let's go over that structure so that way you benefit from winning at entrepreneurship before you attempt to do pre-entrepreneurship. So we're just building our entrepreneurship muscles with the structure of pre-publishing an outline, like a scene treatment for the upcoming film festival launch party at a film festival. Are we launching a competing film fest at South by Film Fest? Yeah. That's the pre-launching of the table of contents, aka the structure. Let's go. What they don't teach you at YC. Chapter 1. I consent to you stealing my structure. You can, without my consent, steal titles. That's just United States trademark law. Have a folder or a notebook called Street Smart Legal. That's the biggest gap right now in entrepreneurship is Street Smart Legal. My gosh, at the under 10-minute mark, which is what they don't stress in entrepreneurship education at Stanford Engineering is understanding street smart legal. Is should be lectures 1 through 20 on understanding laws as a engineer and navigating rules, regs, and not getting sued as a technical founder. Wow. Chapter 1, what they don't teach you. This is your structure. I consent to you paste copying it. Paste copying is chapter 3 of my mentor Larry Chang's book, What They Don't Teach You at Stanford Business School. You can have that too. What they don't teach you at Y Combinator, chapter 1. You're damned if you do get into YC, and you're damned if you don't go to YC. Chapter 1. Chapter 2. You want to create a treasure trove of money so that way you are less stressed. This is what they don't teach you at YC. Chapter 3. We want to be able to mimic and cite and repeat and iterate on the genius things that YCVCs have been telling us, but we just have been slow to stockpile while practicing. The hoarding of learning and knowledge, that's not quite enough. It's the implementation and practice. Is this page 57, James Clear, Atomic Habits? Oh yeah, it really is. Talks about we don't want to go forward with just learning via planning. The most important component of learning is practice. That's chapter 3. Chapter 4, networking with YCVCs. Not person to person, read to me like an audio book your article. That's not how we want to network. We want to network by reading the specific teachings that have been compressed. 10 years compressed into one book. 10 months compressed into one really good essay. 10 days compressed into a video that sounded kind of like a joke, but turns out we get 10 days worth of experience via a 5-minute video from Larry Chang, who is your study buddy on this concept of what they don't teach you at YC. Chapter 5, mentorship. Who is the most competent memorizer of YC content? Who knows YC content better than YC? That's mentorship. You don't have to give me permission, YC, in order for you to mentor me. Most people think mentorship is this. The mentor talks to you like a 5-year-old child who doesn't read 3 books per day. That's what most people think mentorship is. One question from the mentee to the mentor, and then the mentor spends just as much time with the mentee. What that is mentor virgin and mentor zero and mentor by diffusion. We want to be mentor by osmosis. We want to be able to pull the information out of an unwilling mentor. Let me repeat that. We want to be able to extract an osmosis information from a mentor who not necessarily is a giant advocate for us. Our mentor is not our friend. Our mentor is a superstar mentor, a cohort mentor, a junior mentor, or a default mentor. Most people want their superstar mentor to act like their default mentor or their cohort mentor. And what happens there in chapter 5 is Mentorship Explained. Chapter 6, how to do what they don't teach you at YC, which is hashtag CS183D. It's a shocker. It's very shocking. Chapter 6. Remember, Superstar Mentor, Cohort Mentor, Default Mentor. Chapter 7. Also a shocker. Don't have sex with hot women if you're a dude at South by Southwest. This might be the first time that people really want to get with you. Don't. Chapter 8, Karma. I'm not saying that I'm going to say yes to females, but it is good karma to at least engage in blowy. That's good karma, because chapter 7 was don't bang on the road. Bang less, get ahead. Chapter 9 is entrepreneurship. What they don't teach you at YC are certain components of entrepreneurship, even though it is the flagship institution along with Stanford University and Larry Chang in Silicon Valley, which is entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship education. There are 9 types of founders, and that's what chapter 9 is. Chapter 10, interrogation. There's a large component of South Asian, European, more South Asian people. Some groups are overrepresented. That's okay because YC is incredibly merit-based. But some of these countries are third world. And third world countries, those people that are hungry, America, first world country, not quite as hungry in the same way. I don't think American people are lazy. Interrogation is asking questions like you're an interrogator or an interrogatee. Chapter 11, failing forward. Entrepreneurship, it's a game of failure. Who's it judged by? Negative people. What kind of environment are these people judging? It's misinformation. Altogether, entrepreneurship, it's a game of failure judged by negative people in a misinformation environment. Does that sound like so succinct? Tom House said that about baseball. Baseball is a game of failure judged by negative people in a misinformation environment. Chapter 1 through 14, that's what you can attack. Chapters 1 through 14, that's what you can attack. "23 days of OpenAI at South by Southwest." That's what they do teach you at YC during the 12 days of OpenAI. I almost need to repeat that. The reason that that was succinct The reason that was succinct, specific, and compressed, what did I say? What they don't teach you at Y Combinator, they do teach you at the 12 days of OpenAI. These are things that you can compile into the 23 days of OpenAI at South by Southwest. What we're doing that seems like a magic trick here is we're daisy chaining money from the universe. Oh, we're manifesting this money into pimp. Well, not put it in my pocket. I don't ask you for money. Why? Because I know what I'm talking about. I want the money from the universe to spin into your pocket. You have a supercomputer in your pocket. You're connected one to one with the third institution of Silicon Valley, Larry Chang. We are now connected. Why won't you just say, Magic Computer, will you generate me $350 so I can buy a $200 bus fare to Austin, Texas? It would take a supercomputer no time to win with that. Invite a friend. Invite a friend because this video is about to be amazing. You know what's amazing? When I touch my phone. The reason I'm touching my phone is this video is about to be amazing. Oh my God, that's perfect. Grab one friend in the next 6 seconds. It's about to get jaw-droppingly amazing. Not that it's not been amazing. Larry, you have too much confidence. Larry, you don't have enough confidence. I wish I cared about your judgment of my confidence. I mean, I actually do care. It's just, actually, yeah, I don't care. What matters is the information, to me at least. Well, I mean, doesn't that matter to you, just the information? Why would you care about the person's, this is what it is? People are trying to, what's that thing called where you keep on putting it off? Idiosyncraticity? What's that thing where you don't execute because you'd rather smoke pot, do drugs, or it's like a form of self-sabotage. Oh, what is it? I don't even know the word for it. You guys, in the comments, what is that word? It's like where you keep on delaying things and say, oh, I'll just do it 2 weeks from now. We're not doing that. We're executing fast and we're entering flow state. Okay, you grabbed a friend. This room is packed. Let's go. What they don't teach you at YC, the book that we can launch at South by Southwest 2026. The reason that was awesome is it was so simple, succinct, and resourceful. Let me explain the magic trick that I have been doing, currently present, am doing, will be doing, and the magic trick that you also will be experiencing. This is a video exactly like those magicians who explain magic tricks with cards and sleight of hand and perspective, which is what they don't teach you at YC, the book, leading to money for you. When most people address money, it's emotional. And people feel funny because it feels like you're taking candy from a stranger and you're a baby. But you're not a baby. You're a NPC transitioning to a baller. This is how. Step 1, we locate guacamole, recipe number 23. Why guacamole, recipe 23? We want to add 35 genius steps to real guacamole that we eat, that we make. That makes it, helps us win the guacamole competition. How does guacamole apply to entrepreneurship? True story, you can barbecue garlic, puree it, chill it, and then put it into the regular recipe of cilantro, lime, perfectly found avocados, garlic, salt, pepper, cilantro, lime, adding in pureed garlic that was roasted that you did. So you're adding in 35 steps. Guacamole recipe number 23 is external API. Is this video an external API to the following things? Here's the magic trick. It's an external API to South by Southwest. It's an external API into OpenAI. It's an external API into Paul Graham essays, Justin Kahn essays, Michael Siebel essays. The dude who did the music startup, who's a YC founder. I think Jeff, the only Illinois guy at UIUC who created the Optimizely Corporation, and he hacked this exact concept at Dreamforce 14. Dreamforce, like Salesforce conference, Optimizely did a brand activation. Optimizely, I think his name's Jeff. I've read of his work and reverse engineered his work, but I've never interacted with him intimately by doing the Larry Chang brain, the Vulcan mind meld. Boom! You will tell me all of your information. The Vulcan mind meld, where Spock puts his hand on your face and then he extracts everything. The reason, don't screenshot that. The reason, or do screenshot that. The reason that the Spock Vulcan mind meld is so potent and pertinent to this video that's ending soon is this. You can do the Vulcan mind meld via reading. I did a video on how to watch a YouTube video. I read a book on how to read a book. Miss Bassetto, my 4th grade teacher, taught me how to speed read a book using PQRST. It's been wonderful to spend time with you during this Sunrise video series. I hope that you take less than 15 minutes to come up with a book at South by to self-fund your trip by selling copies for, well, I'll buy a copy. You come up with more than 150 pages to what they don't teach you at Y Combinator at South by Southwest, I'll buy it from you. How cool is that? You're making money from me instead of thinking, oh my God, it's going to be a scam. I'm going to get scammed by buying stuff. I'm going to buy a workshop from Larry Chang. No, I'm buying a book from you. What's the title? What They Don't Teach You at YC. I gave you the chapter structures. You're welcome. See you in the next video.